Hey, what's going on? So I'm driving right now, but I wanted to get this thought out of my head. And I remember watching a Bob Proctor masterclass, and he was talking about the mind and how there's really no image for the mind. So what he ended up doing was he ended up drawing this figure that was on the board that had basically like a big head and a small stick figure body. And then he ended up drawing a line in between the circle. Now, when he drew the line in between the circle, he said that the top part was the unconscious and the bottom part was the subconscious. And basically, he was saying that that represented your mind. So you have two parts to your mind, an unconscious mind and a subconscious mind. And he said the reason why people are living the way that they are living is because subconsciously they have been programmed to live like that. And I was like, well, what do you mean by we've been programmed to live like that? Well, if you really start taking a deep dive into the TV shows, if you start taking a deep dive into, what is being publicized as a different narrative, such as when it comes to relationships, when it comes to money, when it comes to, a lot of various different things, also the food. But basically, there's a narrative that's been placed upon everybody since the day that we were born. And when I say since the day we were born, I mean, think about it. Your parents, if they had this type of mindset, then they're talking and sharing those type of energies around you. And as someone who has had a few physics classes, one of the biggest principles that I learned is energy is neither created or destroyed. It just is, and it can only be transferred. So basically, the people that you're hanging around, that is what's actually causing you to have these different mindsets, because of the conversations are different. The conversations are so different when you are actually around people who have a positive mindset and who don't focus on their limitations, who don't focus on their I guess I could have actually turned it like this. So I just thought about I could put this on YouTube, and I'm gonna keep this in here too. So basically, you end up hanging around people that have a positive mindset, that don't see any limitations. They just see it as something they haven't learned yet. And that is something really big that I'm going to be focusing on, is having to really go and take a deep dive of what was programmed into my subconscious mind. And I now understand that it's going to take some time for me to actually create a new foundation and having a different subconscious. So just because you don't see things working now doesn't mean that they're not working, because they are working. They're working in the invisible side of things, because now you have to go and unprogram yourself and have a new system that's basically running. With me being an engineer, I think of it like back in the day, in like the 90s, early 2000s, when people got ready to do upgrades, like they had to put a CD-ROM or a floppy disk inside of the computer, and then they had to run it for a couple of days, and then they would or a couple hours, and then they would have to unload that, then put new floppy disks in there with the software on there, so then they could actually go ahead and install the new software, the new updates. This is literally what you have to do with your life, and it's going to be something that you're going to be working on a constant basis. And sorry, that was the road, but that's something you're going to be working on a constant basis, and you really just have to focus on that. And yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to come on here and talk about, and I hope that this was able to help somebody, and looking forward to the next video.